Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Andrew. Andrew is from Alabama in the USA. So let's see what Andrew has to say. Enjoy the interview.
Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Hello Andrew, I'm
gosh.
very well, thank you so much. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. Thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be here. This is exciting.
First of all, thanks so much and sorry about the misunderstanding about the time. I messed it up.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, you're totally fine. I was on Central Time when you messaged me, but then my home base is Eastern Time. So no, you're totally fine. We're good. We're good.
I think was that the mistake because I was checking our messages. Oh my God, I can't believe it that I missed up the time. But anyway, we are here now. I'm glad to see you. Thanks so much for taking your time for the interview. Thank you.
Oh, I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Andrew, before we start our game, tell me where you're from.
I'm originally from Tennessee, but I currently live in Alabama right now. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
And why is the change? Why Alabama?
Well, it was actually a promotional move with my career. I do quality management for a healthcare facility, and I actually lived in Florida after living in Tennessee for my whole life. But I lived in Orlando, Florida for 6 years, and I just recently moved to Alabama 2 years ago. And a big part of it was the promotional aspect, and went through a rough little breakup, and then it was a sign to start over. So
I knew was something regarding relationship behind by your face.
yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where it was like, okay, like, this situation's gotten a little toxic, or actually got very toxic. And when the opportunity presented itself, I was like, okay, like this is my chance to get out and start over. And,
Amazing.
Sometimes you just got to pack up and move and start over,
Amazing, Andrew. So tell me a little bit about your job. What's the best part of your job?
So I work quality management for a plasma donation company. We collect plasma donations, and I think the most fulfilling part of it is that when I go to work every day, I'm doing something that is saving lives. There's so many like plasma therapies that are needed out there right now, and the need for plasma is so high. And the plasma therapies that we do to save patients that need these medicines, it's very fulfilling to feel like you're doing something that's worthwhile. So
very good. Right, so before we start our journey, William the Magic Box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself.
Well, probably, most people know, some people don't know, but I actually did female impersonation, drag. I entertained for about 12 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I used to do drag, yeah. It was a lot of fun. I did a lot of shows and toured a lot of venues in the Southeast US. So that was really cool. It kind of like helped build like that little following and whatnot. And now I'm doing TikToks, so that kind of like transitioned into that. So I love to make people laugh and smile. So that's why I do what I do. So
very good. So for the game, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your career, about your performing artist as well in the past, and about yourself. Okay.
Oh, awesome. I'm excited.
So welcome to William and the Magic Box. So, lovely box full of random fun questions, okay? I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to move a little bit before the first question, okay?
Okay.
I was checking your profile and I could see that you're a big fan of two big celebrities, and I think you know this one. It's not very loud, the music, but I'm gonna play just for us because I love her as well. She's one of my favorite artists ever.
Oh my God, you're making my heart smile. That is the jam. That's one of my favorite songs by her, actually.
Oh my God, yes, it's just amazing. Right,
Yeah.
Just before I start the game, through the journey, if there is a question that you don't have an answer for, you don't want to answer for some reason, I always can change, okay? It's all very friendly. Cool.
Yeah.
First question for you is, what's the most dramatic argument you ever had?
Oh my. Well, I like to debate and argue, and I'm the type of person like I always like if I am really passionate about a point I need to make, or if I'm really passionate about like a truth that I know, I'm gonna argue with you till I'm blue in the face. But I can't think of like a specific example, but just know that I probably should have been a lawyer because I do like to argue. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, you know?
Just stand up for your thoughts, for what you believe and your point of views. I think, so, you know, if you come from a good place, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. I always encourage people, like, you should always stand firm for what you believe in. And especially if you know it's right, like, do that, you know? Absolutely.
Very good. Next question. Let's do it. The shame that I can put like a very loud for us to have our time of our lives.
I know, right? No, you're good. You're good.
Next question for you is, what's your idea of a perfect friendship?
A perfect friendship is a true friend is somebody who tells the truth no matter what, and it's somebody that you just know is always going to be there to fall back on. I think that friendships are very key right now, especially with the state of the world. But I mean, a genuine friendship, that person's always going to tell you the truth no matter what, and they're just always going to have your back.
And your best friends, they live as well in Alabama, or they're back in Tennessee, or all over the world?
I mean, all over, but the close friendships I have now are pretty much like in this area. I have like, you know, the quote unquote squads that we all tend to develop, these little cliques of friends and stuff. But I talk to them every day, and I've got a lot of personal friends back home in Orlando I still talk to as well, and Tennessee, yeah. So it's kind of a all-around thing. But I love these people, you know, they support me, they're there for me, and I'm there for them, and they're really good people. You want to have good people in your back pocket.
Absolutely, for sure. Yeah. Friends, like best friends, we don't choose best friends. Like a relationship,
oh.
If the chemistry is there, that's it. You know what I mean? You don't go like, oh, you're gonna be my best friend. You know, it doesn't work like that. It's just when it's like a relationship. You know, it's a chemistry, genuine chemistry.
I have a very crazy, outrageous personality, so it takes a very strong person to really like click with me on that level to understand, because I'm just I have a very wild personality. So yeah.
Think that's what you mean, very wild or like crazy personality. Why is that? What's your take on that? What's your idea of a crazy personality?
Somebody who would probably dress up like a cigarette in a cigarette costume and walk around a mall telling them that smoking kills. That's something that I would do. Actually, a friend of mine in high school did that, and I just thought it was hilarious. So yeah, I know that was like such a key example, like off the top of my head, but that's the kind of stuff that I would do just for laughs, like, you know.
Good for you, very good, Andrew. Next right, before the next question, of course, you've got beautiful eyes, beautiful blue eyes.
Oh, thank you.
You always have this, people approach you around like social media or even in person. People approach you because of your eyes?
Yes. It was really funny because flying back home from Louisiana yesterday for my job work I was doing there, the flight attendant herself, when I was getting my refreshments, she made the compliment that my eyes were beautiful. And she was very Annie Lennox looking, very beautiful lady. And she gave me that compliment. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet, you know? But yeah, it's usually my eyes and then my butt. Yeah. yeah. It's first it's my eyes, then it's my butt. Yeah. So I'm flattered. I mean, I am, but yeah, I do get approached with my eyes and my butt.
Very good. I can see your eyes. I can see your butt yet, but I can see your eyes, so I can confirm.
Well, maybe I'll have to show. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
William the Magic Box Season 2, I invite you again. So you're going to be ready to show off your butt.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
Next question for you is, do you consider yourself to be a spiritual person, and how?
Spiritual, yes, as in the sense of just bringing positive energy, yes. I try to be a ray of sunshine for people. I try to be like a beacon of light, because I know what it's like to go through hardships and just like really tough emotional times. So with me, especially with my friendships and my family, like the spirit that I bring to people is just being like a ray of light and beacon of happiness and hope, you know, like I just want everyone to be happy, you know? So it's that spirit of, you know, just being a ray of sunshine.
Understand? Yeah, I think being spiritual, it doesn't need to be connected with religion. You know what I mean? It's all about yourself, how you approach the world, how you approach people, how you treat people as well.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Next one. Next question for you, Andrew. Tell us about your earliest memory in life.
I don't know. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think about memories of childhood and stuff. Oh, I know. So I have a very vague, very like fun memory of when I was actually, I don't even think I was maybe 3 or 4 years old, but it was my first trip to Disney World.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm a huge Disney fan, love Disney. And I have a vague memory, and I was also big in gymnastics when I was a kid. I was always tumbling and twirling and all kinds of things. And I have a memory of me and this other kid like just like twirling like in front of the Epcot, the big ball. And there's actually pictures of it in my family's memories photograph book. There's pictures of me doing a cartwheel, and I remember that I have a very like vague memory of that day, and I was very young. So, but that was a lot of fun. That was my first trip to Disney. So
I was just thinking to myself now, oh my God, imagine how lucky you are. Just your first memory in life in Disney World. Simple as that. Simple as that.
Yes. Disney's such a fun, magical place. And, living in Orlando, that was like our go-to. We just, after work, hey, let's go to Disney. Okay. So.
I was working for Disney Cruise Line 4 years ago for Disney Dream. So I spent 2 days or 3 days in all the parks. We got to see everything for free before going on board. So it was more like, wow. Was amazing.
Oh, I love that. Amazing. That's so much fun.
And do you have siblings as well?
Yes, I have I have 3 sisters. I have one blood-related sister from my parents, and then I have a stepsister and a half-sister post parents' divorce and my dad being remarried. So yes, I have 3. I grew up with 3 sisters.
Oh, wow.
Very 3 good. Sisters. You can imagine the fun that we had growing up, I was the type to play with Barbie dolls when I was a kid, so I fit in with them really good, so.
I think all of us, we had those moments when we had our Barbie dolls, or I have 2 cousins as well, females, and they were a bit older than me, and I remember playing all the time with them. It was so much fun, like this curly Barbie dolls.
Oh yeah, and your sisters like want to put makeup on you and stuff, and like because you're a boy, so that. I have a memory of that actually. They did that to me one time. That was really funny. So they're just as wild and crazy as I am. So
let's do it. For the next question, Andrew, tell me how to start your love for Britney Spears and for Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay. So I love that you asked me this. So Britney actually helped me deal with coming out. I was 18 years old and I had fallen in love with her since I was 12, but I was also raised in a very conservative traditional town. So, being gay and being out in my very small town was not a real supported thing. So I knew I was gay probably about the time I hit my teenage years, but I was always a closeted, mega Britney fan, like always. And from 1999, from the Baby One More Time video with the schoolgirl outfit and the pink pom-poms in her hair, I would come home and watch the music video on Total Request Live. And, I loved her. I just thought she was just like that wholesome, sweet, naughty, but nice girl next door image. And I just love that about her. And it just seemed like everything she did was so big. And, so I was closeted, loving her for years and years. And then when I came out as gay, that's when I kind of just, exploded out of the closet. And I announced to everybody, I had this insatiable love for her, which my close friends knew that. But she just, and then my love for Taylor Swift actually comes from her songwriting. And back to the breakup, 2 years ago, she actually helped me cope with a lot of things emotionally, just in her music and her lyrics. And I love them both because, to a lot of people, while they do have ultra large fan bases, there's a lot of people that are not supportive and not fans of them, but in my eyes, they're underdogs that came out on top and succeeded. So that's why I love them. They're my blonde bombshells. And that's why on my profile it says, Britney Spears and Taylor Swift forever, just because they've helped me cope with a lot of things and helped me get through life's moments in their music and their actions. So
It's very interesting saying that, Andrew, because I had so many guys on the show, and a lot of them, they are a big fan of Britney Spears. And actually, the most viewed interview on my channel is from someone from California, if I'm not wrong, and he's a big fan. And he was outside when she was like Free Britney, you know, they were outside the place where people were there, and he gave an interview as well talking about, and he's a big fan of Britney Spears as well. I'll send you the link for you to connect with him as well. He's in California. Yeah. And have you been in their concert before?
I have seen Britney twice.
Which one? Which tour?
I saw the Circus tour and I saw the Femme Fatale tour. But I have never seen Taylor in concert, which I'm hoping, like, post-pandemic, when concerts become a thing again, that I'm able to go see her, because I would love that experience. I would, love to see her live. I'd love to meet her. I'd love to meet both of them. But yeah, Britney I saw twice, and I think it was just such an immaculate experience for me, and just such a life-changing moment, because I'd waited for that experience for the longest time. So just seeing her and being in the same room with her, and just that entrance, it was just, she's amazing. She's an amazing entertainer. Like, she knows how to put on a show, for sure.
I can tell. I've seen her. I went to her in 2004 Onyx Hotel tour. When Toxic came, I remember, like, that when Toxic came in Portugal. I was living in Portugal at the time, and the opening of the show was just the best. Like, I remember I didn't have a smartphone at the time. I just had like a normal camera. I finished all my set of pictures just in the first song, because I was like every movement I was like
yes, and that was back before camera phones. And I remember, like, the one I went to too, like, we had cameras, but obviously they weren't HD, like, on our phones. So that was like back in the day when you had to, like, do the developed films and stuff. So yeah, I remember watching that tour on HBO.
It's just like the best. Yeah, was the best. She's, as you said, she knows how to perform. She knows how to get the audience together. People just like crazy mad when she came along. Anyway, we love Britney Spears.
We do. Britney. #freed Britney.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next question for you is, what are the top 3 things on your bucket list?
I want to travel outside of the US. I've never been out of the country. That's my first thing. I'd love to go, like, just somewhere overseas. I'll, like, just do something. I want to continue to develop in the career that I'm currently in, because I do love what I do. And third thing, I'd love to at some point share my life with somebody. Put it out there.
He might be watching the interview.
He might. Give me a call if you're out there.
Which one of the 3? Out of the 3 are gonna happen first, in your opinion?
Definitely the career development. Definitely, that's my biggest focus. But then I would definitely love to go overseas. I want to see, like, as much of the world as I can, because you only live once.
Absolutely.
So I want to see and do everything. I want to see it. I see people, like, I have friends that have been overseas. My mom, even my own mother, she's been to Europe twice now, and I'm like, hello, like, can you get me a ticket, please? Like, can you take me along? That would be nice. So
let me know if you come to London. Let me know if you come to London one day.
Yeah. That's another point too. I got to come see you. So
absolutely. Next question for you, Andrew. What is the most difficult thing have you ever done?
Definitely my experience 2 years ago. Definitely, because when I walked away from that situation, and it all happened right at the beginning of the pandemic when everything was shut down, and I literally walked away from my relationship in my home with nothing to start over with nothing. Like, all I had was my career. I gave everything up to make this move to better myself, and I think it came with just that difficult transition, and just, you have a partner for so long, and then you don't, and you have this whole brand new life, but you're all alone. So I think that was probably the most, like, miserable and just, like, lowest point, I think, of my life. But I bounced back from it, and I continued to progress, and here we are now. But it's definitely that feeling of just walking away from everything with nothing and having nothing and feeling like you have nothing. It's just, it's a horrible feeling.
I think relationship, it doesn't matter how many years you be together, you know what I mean? You give yourself so much that when you break up, it's just like you don't find the floor anymore. You are like bubbling around, you know what I mean? You don't find answers, you don't find just questions. Why did it happen? Why did it end this way? What have I done wrong? But I think, you know what I mean, it's part of life. I think we need to go through those situations as well. Looking back those 2 years, have you taken already like a positive message out of this challenge journey? Can you see already like a picture or not? You're still kind of recovering from it?
I feel like I have, I mean, it's been 2 years. I always encourage and tell people, you know, when people go through devastating and traumatizing things, you know, you can't ask, the most frustrating thing to ask somebody is, why are you not over this yet? Like, you should never ask somebody that who goes through something hurtful and heartbreaking, because it could take years for somebody to fully recover from that. Yeah. I feel like collectively, after closing that chapter and actually moving forward and actually putting it out there, what really happened was very therapeutic for me, and it actually allowed me the chance to let all of that go. And you know, I'm at a point now where I feel like I can date again. Like I can connect with people again. I can connect with a guy on an intimate level again. And it for the longest time, I mean, here we are 2 years later, it took me a long time to really feel like I could do that. So yeah, it's just, you know, healing comes in time, and there is no timeline for healing. And I want more people to be aware of that. Like you can't rush somebody to get over something or heal from something. They're gonna do it, but it just takes time.
Yeah, and I think everyone, they are different. Everyone have a different way or different way approach this situation. You know what I mean? Some people can go just like that. Some people can take years. You know what I mean? Right. So it's all, people are different. It just, as you said, you cannot judge people like, oh, why are you not over yet? It doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? No. Think sorted in your mind first, in yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because when you ask people that question, it further depresses them and and then they feel like there's something wrong with them when you ask them that question or you make that comment. Like they're already in pain, so when you say, why are you not over this yet, you're just basically like making them feel like they're crazy or something, and you don't want to do that to somebody, you know. Yeah, people heal in their own time.
Good message. I love that. It's very good.
Yeah.
Next question. Next question for you, Andrew. Right, tough question. If someone come up to you with an envelope with your death date inside, would you open it or not? And why?
No. Oh my God, no. No, I don't want to know. No. Because when it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because if you know, then you're just going to worry about it the rest of your life. That's like some Final Destination stuff, you know, like, no. Oh, no. I couldn't live with that on my conscience. Like, I would be so scared. Like, I wouldn't want to live. I'd be like, okay, well, I know I'm going to die, so I got to watch out for this date for the rest of my life. No.
Absolutely. And you change as well your perspective, and you change your, you know, you get paranoid and try to, you know, you change everything until the day. You know what I mean?
Yes. And oh God, that would drive me crazy. No. Oh, no. And not the good Britney way. No.
Good. Next question. Let's do it. Before the next question, as you said, how much you enjoy your career, how much you enjoy your job, but of course there's always a challenging part. What that would be, in your opinion?
Probably with my company specifically, it's probably the lack of positions the higher you go. So it's really all about putting your time into it and developing yourself. But these positions that are higher up are very few and far between sometimes, and it's very, like, you eventually will get there, but it's just that timing of like having to get to that point, just because there's only very few positions of higher stance. So that's what we're trying to develop, but it is going to take time. So it's like that feeling of like, oh, I'm ready, like I can do this, I know I got this, and then it's like, but I gotta wait, I gotta bide my time. So yeah.
All right. Next question for you is, what makes you feel discouraged?
Oh, wow. Probably people who just don't take the time to understand someone's situation. I don't like it when people judge people. or people just say negative things, and when they don't know the whole story, that discourages me a lot. It's like, why don't you get the whole story first and actually get to know somebody before you make comments or judge them? You know, like everybody has a past. It's not, you know, you shouldn't judge people if you don't know anything about them. You shouldn't judge them.
And how do you deal with the situation when it happened to you?
Just education and, you know, promotion of just that tolerance, and just, you know, letting someone hear my story. Like, you know, why don't you get to know me first before you make judgments or just think that you know everything about me when you don't. I don't like that. You know, you just have to, if they are willing to listen, you need to be able to talk to them and educate them, for sure.
Yeah, as you say, I think sometimes you see people going through situations and it's easy to judge, but you don't know what's going on in their mind. You don't know what's happening there, how they are dealing with. It's easy for us, with outside, it's always easy for us to, you know, oh, I'm sure you can do that. I'm sure why you're not doing that, but it doesn't work like that. People, they have their own time for everything.
Right. And you should know the whole story before you just assume you know what's going on.
Absolutely. Good. Next question. Andrew, before the next one, tell me, as you said about being gay, you come from a very religious family. How was your approach about when you came out as gay? There was like a situation that when we came out, why did you feel like, okay, that's the time now, I feel safe, or I feel it's the right time? If you can walk me through.
I think it was just something that was welling up inside of me for so many years, and I knew who I was, but I was afraid to be who I was just because of that conservative and traditional background, and and the religious aspects of like what my family did and most of the town, did. It was just it was very frowned upon and just very not very supported. So I got to a point where I was just like, okay, I need to be honest with everybody. I need to just be who I am, because if I don't do this now and I keep this inside, I'm gonna explode. So I finally was just like, you know what? I've had enough. I'm not gonna hide who I am anymore. I'm gonna be true to myself. This is who I am. And of course, when I did that, what's funny is that my friends already had an idea, and they already kind of knew, just because of the way I acted, the things I was into. I was getting a little bit more loose about, my love for Britney, and being a little bit more open about things, and with my friends. And so they kind of knew what was going on. But then when I dropped the bomb on my family, of course, for them, it was like a huge shock. So it took some time, for them to be accepting and supportive, and they do now. And my mom's my best friend, and she's always supported me, and my family loves me for me now. And it just again, it goes back to just being educated and promoting that tolerance and that understanding. So
absolutely. Very good. Next question for you is, what makes you most uncomfortable about yourself?
Oh my God, you mean like a physical feature?
Yes, could be, or anything about yourself, or anything.
I consistently criticize myself for my weight and my overall physical appearance, and I don't like my nose, believe it or not. I've never liked my nose. I got my dad's nose, and he would say this to me. My sister both did, but I just don't like my nose. Like I've always wanted to get it like altered, but I haven't. But it's just, I don't know, physically, like that's been my two big things. I'm consistently watching my weight and like watching my overall physical appearance, and then it's just my nose. I don't like my nose. I never have.
I think you are giving yourself a hard time, I think.
I do. I credit, and people don't, I don't put off that type of like mentality or gesture, but like I consistently criticize myself over, like I'm confident in myself, but I'm always like criticizing myself, like I'll eat something and I'm like, oh God, I shouldn't have eaten that, like it's just a mental thing. I
think you should.
We're our worst critic.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the other day, somebody said something, or I read somewhere that sometimes when you find yourself like criticize yourself or give yourself a hard time, go in the mirror and go like this. You know what? You're doing okay. You're doing well. Be kind to yourself. You know what I mean? Sometimes we need to remember that, because I understand your point. I think nowadays the world is so fast, and sometimes you need to social media, you know what I mean? There are a lot of perfection there. I mean, perfection doesn't exist anyway, but we have this approach of perfectionism. Everything's going fast and happen and everything. Sometimes we get in this point that we are, oh my God, you know what I mean? You don't gonna fit anywhere. So sometimes just remember that we're doing well.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And there's such a huge like pressure from society and like what looks good and like what doesn't. So it's you know, we have that consistent pressure to be like, oh, I've got to look a certain way, or I've got to talk a certain way, or I've got to act a certain way. So yeah, it's frustrating sometimes, you know, because it makes us criticize ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Next question. Next question for you is, what was your favorite part about school?
Oh my gosh. I was a band geek. Believe it or not, I was.
What that means?
A band geek is somebody, it's a term we refer to people that were in their high school band. And I was in my high school band. I played clarinet. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
Yes. And so we actually got to do a lot of fun trips. I was in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I got to march in that parade my senior year of high school. And then my freshman year of high school, I actually went to the Rose Bowl Parade in California. We got to do the Rose Bowl Parade. That was a 6-mile parade. So imagine in like the dead of heat of whenever that, I can't remember the time frame of the parade, but in like these wool like band uniforms playing, you know, marching with a clarinet in your hand for 6 miles straight, just in the heat. I was like, somebody's gonna pass out, and I think somebody did. But they're okay. But it was it was a very like crazy rough thing to do, but I mean just the reward of like being able to do that was a lot of fun. So I mean, and the thing about my high school band is that we were very we had like 300 kids in our band. 300 kids in our high school band. Yeah, like being in band at my high school was cool. Like we were the cool kids, you know.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, oh, like I'm in band, you know, I play clarinet, I'm a cool kid, you know, like we were the cool kids. Like it was cool to be in band in my high school. So I know that sounds weird for most high schools, I'm sure, but being in high school band and being a band geek was the cool thing at my school. So a lot of fun memories, a lot of fun friendships.
Great memories for sure.
Yeah.
3 questions left for you. Let's do it. Right, Andrew, before the next question, tell me a little bit about your career performance in the past.
The career I'm currently in right now, right?
No, you were performing, when you perform as a drag set.
Oh yeah, no, I just loved being on stage, and believe it or not, back to the band thing, I actually had like in marching and stuff, like I was good because I was moving, but to sit in a chair at a concert was just, I had this horrible stage anxiety, like horrible. I couldn't like sit there with like lights on me and stuff, like just sitting still. Like it made me so sick to my stomach, and I just got so nervous, like all these people watching me. So what was crazy was when I started doing drag, I was 18 years old. I was a senior in high school. It's when I first came out. So you can imagine the explosion of like being gay and then like doing drag like right after that. My mother was like, what? You know,
too much information for her to take. Was too much information for her to take.
It was a lot at once for her, you know. Love her heart. I mean to find out your son's gay and then all of a sudden they're cross-dressing, it's like, oh my God, like geez. But no, it was, for me, it was that way of getting over that stage anxiety, and just, you know, finding out like being on stage and just being in front of people and like actually entertaining people was such a big passion of mine. You know, I did theater as a kid, but it's just like, I guess as I got older, I guess like those feelings of like insecurities caught up with me. So that's where the stage anxiety came from. So doing drag actually helped me overcome that stage anxiety. And then it was just like a runaway train after that. It was like, you know, I got my craft more developed, and I, you know, took tips and tricks from other queens, and just that sense of like community was there. So it was just a lot of fun. It was really cool. I actually got to entertain with a lot of queens that are actually now on, that have been on RuPaul's Drag Race as well. So that was a very rewarding, fun experience to meet them and actually see them. So.
And you were performing like in bars or in clubs. And what was your stage name?
My stage name was Felicity Ferraro. Right. So, fun fact about that name: I was working at a movie theater in high school when I started doing drag, and I loved the movie Austin Powers: The Spy Who Shagged Me because Heather Graham's character was like that blonde bombshell, Felicity Shagwell. So I liked the name Felicity. Well, then I couldn't think of a last name, and my friend, her name's Kayla. I'll never forget this. We were sitting there working, and I was like, I need a last name, and she just blurts out Ferraro. And I was like, that's it, Felicity Ferraro, that's my name. I was like, we're doing this, let's do it. Yeah, so, but I did everything. I did bars, I did venues, I did prides, several pride performances, just all up and down the Southeast. It was a very fun, just amazing experience one after the other. And plus you get to meet new people and just, just take in that community, it was really cool. It was a lot of fun.
Very good. Next question for you is, what is the best advice have you ever received?
The best advice I've ever received? Probably from an older queen from years ago. And that queen told me to stay true to myself. And she also said, keep smoking and stay skinny. She was a little drunk, but she goes, keep smoking, honey, stay skinny and stay true to yourself. And I don't know why, it was funny, but it just stayed with me, just staying true to yourself and just believing in yourself. That's what's most important. Yeah, it was really funny. She was so drunk. I can't remember her name, but she was being funny, but she was being serious,
Absolutely.
As she smokes a cigarette, she's like, keep smoking, honey, stay skinny. So that was funny.
Two questions left. Let's do it.
Okay.
Next question for you is, what's your morning ritual? Do you have any morning ritual?
Yes. Yes, I do. It's pretty basic. So typically in the morning, I get up, I do my coffee, I get on my phone, I check in with my friends, and fun fact about my close friends, we do these things called daily affirmations that we send to each other. And my best friends, we actually send these affirmations of just like you're beautiful, you're a badass, you're a boss ass, all this stuff. It's great. I do that before I get out of bed. That's the first thing I do is I do my affirmations to them, and then they send theirs to me. And it's just that reminder to each other, like, hey, it's going to be a great day, and we got this, and we're going to own today.
Amazing. So, do you consider yourself a night or a day person?
I used to be a night person. I'm more of a day person now. Yeah. I like being out in the sun and being outside, Day is more of my thing. Now I do like the nightlife though still. I like to go out and play in the night,
Ready for the last one?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's do it. Show here in a minute.
For the last question, Andrew, tell me your top 3 favorite song of Britney Spears and Taylor Swift.
Oh my God. Okay. Whew. Britney Spears, top 3. First one is Get Naked, I Got a Plan. Second is, it's a lot of stuff. A lot of my favorite songs by her are actually not singles. Second one is probably Why Should I Be Sad? And the third one is probably Womanizer. Okay, so yeah, one single is my favorite by her. For Taylor Swift, my favorite song by Taylor Swift is In Game. And my second favorite by Taylor Swift would be, oh my gosh. I'm trying to think. I'm like, oh my God. Probably the song Treacherous from the Red album. I love that song. And then my third favorite by Taylor is probably the song from the Reputation album called So It Goes. So a lot of their stuff is not really like singles. I like the whole album, like the whole creative album process. So a lot of their songs I like are not singles. So yeah, those are my favorites by my ladies.
Last question for you is, what is the funniest gift have you ever received? Funniest or crazy?
I actually received a cardboard cutout of Miss Britney Spears. It's a Pepsi cardboard cutout, yes.
Wow.
Yes. I got it from my old, when I worked at the original company I was at living in Tennessee, the boyfriend slash now fiance slash husband of one of the ladies I worked with, works for Pepsi. And they got all these cardboard cutouts. And actually I actually have a cardboard cutout of her during the Pepsi era. So that is probably one of my cherished gifts of her. So it's a huge like cardboard cutout of Britney Spears, and she's holding a Pepsi bottle, and it's like, feel the joy.
Oh wow. Easy. Thank you.
A lot of Britney up in here, you know?
We love Britney. We love Britney.
We do.
It's not the end yet, okay? And let's play now the word association game. I'm going to give away some words, and you just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking.
Okay, I'm ready.
Let's start with money.
Success.
Family.
Love.
How about life?
Once.
Sex.
Yes, please.
One word for love.
Passion.
Politics.
No, thank you.
One word for fear.
Halloween.
Religion.
Spiritual.
Friendship.
Important.
Desire.
Love.
Regret.
None.
Success.
Money. Flipping it on you.
One word for wish.
Dreams.
One word for happiness.
Everything.
One word for Tennessee.
Home.
One word for Florida.
Disney.
Well, and the last one now, USA.
America.
Okay.
You're thinking of anything? I was like, America.
Actually, another two. One word for Britney Spears.
Goddess.
One word for Taylor Swift.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Wow, that's a lot of one.
Right. You said one word, so I had to think of like one. I was like,
I love it. I love it. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friends, what is the most beautiful thing about Andrew, and what's something that he still needs to improve on, to work on? What do you think he'll say?
They would tell you definitely my energy that I bring to the room. And one thing I need to work on is probably my patience.
Ooh.
I get a little impatient sometimes. Yeah, ain't gonna lie.
And if I would ask the same question to your lovely mom, would be the same answer?
Yes, she would say the same thing. And I don't know, I feel like she would be really sweet. She'd be like, oh, my son's perfect. He doesn't have anything to work on. You know, she'd be like doing like a sweet mom thing. Yeah. She'd be lying to you. But I mean, yeah, that's...
No, I don't think. I think she knows what she means. I know sometimes our moms, they know us better than ourselves.
Yeah, that's very true. That is very, very true. Moms are everything, you know.
Let's play now Andrew and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. But before that, let's play Britney one more time. Baby, one
more time. Hey.
One more time. Okay, Andrew, you can ask me a question now.
Are you ready?
Oh my God. Yes, tell me.
If you could go back in time and change anything that's happened to you, what would it be and why?
Right, good question. Very good question. Right, before I say that, I would like to say that everything I went through, I did some mistakes, of course, like all of us. I wouldn't change any mistake because I think it makes the person we are right now. But saying that, if I could change something about my past, so if I could like just fix a little bit just to make, you know what I mean, me feel better. Put me in spot now, Angel. I think, I think I had some situations in my life that I thought that I was doing right, and I've got very close friends that they were saying that, William, you're not making the right decisions. And I was like, oh no, I'm doing the right decisions. Okay, I'm okay. And actually, I wasn't okay. When I look back now, I think, as you're saying before, that our friends, they know, they can see what's happening around us because we are friends. They should know better than ourselves as well sometimes. And at the time, back when I was young, I remember that I had two close friends of mine. They were almost every day kind of, pick on me, said, William, you're not doing the right choice. Things are going the wrong direction. And I was like, no, I think I know what I'm doing. And when I look back now, they were completely right. So if I could go back in time at this time of my life and I could listen to them better, I think I would understand the lesson earlier than I understood now. Do you know what I mean? I think I would have learned quicker the journey or the lesson, because at the time, when you are younger, sometimes you think you know everything, but sometimes your friends, they can see that something's not right, and sometimes we need to listen to our friends. So nowadays, when my close friends, they say something to me, even though I don't like it or I don't want to, to believe, but I take the message in a different way as I did in the past, because they were right. They knew what they were talking about. And nowadays, I'm very careful when friends come up to me with some, sometimes you don't like to hear the truth sometimes, sometimes you just want to hide it or put on the sides. But nowadays, I'm very caring. I'm very, I'm very, I listen to them properly nowadays, I think that's, I think that's my answer to you.
Oh, good. Yeah, your friend. I mean, it seems to be like our friends. Like, they're gonna let you do what you're gonna do because you're gonna do it regardless. But anyway, they know more oftentimes than you think. Like, they know what's best for you. So it's good to listen, but we're still gonna do what we're gonna do. I mean, that's just we as a people. So, but, we make mistakes. We move on and we learn from those, and then we go back to our friends and we're like, you were right. You were absolutely right. But so thank you.
Absolutely. Andrew, did you have a good time? Did you enjoy the interview?
I had a blast, and I just want to say you are very handsome. You have a beautiful smile, and I think your accent is so sexy. Yes, absolutely.
I'm blushing now. Let me hide from the basketball. No, thank you so much. Thanks for being sweet and kind as well. Thank you very much for taking your time. All the since I approached you, being always, as you said about this energy, I could feel your energy through the message. Like, my God, that's going to be a very good interview. I could feel your energy straight away. Thank you so much for being kind. Thank you. But before you go, I would like to share a positive message, a positive quote, something that inspires in life.
Yes, it actually was featured in, which my friends will tell you, I'm a huge movie and music buff. Like, I can quote movies and music crazy. So it was actually featured in one of my favorite movies, The Princess Diaries. And it's the quote that he quotes to her by Eleanor Roosevelt. And that quote is that no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. I believe that quote is so powerful and so strong and so true, That'd be
good. Thanks for sharing that. Thanks so much, Andrew. We keep in touch. One day, come to Europe, make sure you come to London. We can go, I can show you around London one day, okay?
Are you asking me out on a date?
You never know.
I would love that. That would be awesome.
Again, blushing.
Oh, that's so cute. I made you blush. It's cute. No, I would love that. That would be awesome.
Please let me know and keep in touch, okay? All the best.
You too. Thank you so much for this. Thank you. I had a great time.
My pleasure. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.